What's happening, people? Welcome to Saeed TV and welcome to the Straightjacket podcast 206. After a jam-packed day of drama in the World Cup, we always give you the Straightjacket podcast 206. Big up to everybody who's watching. Please smash a like on the video right now. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you subscribe to United Real Therapy. Nuradin in the building. How are you, mate? Are you feeling the craziness of today, man? It's been a madness today, man. How you been finding it, man?
Yeah, I'm actually in pain, man. I've just cut myself, try to cut something, and I'm fucking bleeding loads, mate. Loads.
What have you done? Have you opened a can of tuna or something?
Nah, I wish it was that. It was that. I was just trying to open some vitamins, man.
Okay. Bloody hell, mate. Watch yourself, man. But other than that, how are you, man?
I'm so angry with myself, man. I was just too angry with myself. So.
Don't worry, man. It happens.
But yeah, it's been a whirlwind of a day, man. Of emotions, a whirlwind of a day. I thought that referee was absolutely disturbing in the Portugal fucking Uruguay game. How can you give a penalty for that?
I know. I said that.
How are you supposed to fall without using your hands on the floor?
This is what I said.
He didn't use he didn't do that to stop the ball. That's natural instinct when you go for a tackle. You put your hand down.
You put your hand down, exactly. That's why I'm just like...
It's like, I swear to God, you think that these guys, because Ronaldo's nation, like, Portugal are getting all the breaks. The last penalty that they had against Ghana, that was no fucking penalty. And now they've had another penalty that's not a penalty. It's ridiculous. Yeah. It's absolutely ridiculous.
I know. It's been a mad day. Bruno Fernandes is cooking for Portugal. In terms of GA, he's got 2 goals and 2 assists for Portugal. He's Portugal's main man. Bro, he's shining right now. You've got to give him the credit, man. He's doing bits for Portugal.
He played well this season. I've got no problem with Bruno this season. He's been one of our consistent players, actually. Off the ball, he's been one of the best. Like, tenacious, helping the team, working out for the team, sometimes being put on the right, all of that.
And then Casemiro, man, have you got some apologies for Casemiro? You said he wouldn't be the player. He would be. Neymar today said he's the best midfielder in the world. And, I know you said things about Neymar.
So what do you expect from any Brazilian guys to talk about other Brazilians? Like,
come on, man.
All their shit.
You said he wouldn't be the player.
By the way, even if you ask Neymar what's Fred, it's like best player in the world at his position.
Nah. He wouldn't say that. He only said it about Casemiro. Nor did he. Listen, man.
Let me go now. You've asked a question. You've tried to stare me, right? Let me just explain to you. Brazil, this is the most, on Brazil football, like, the most boring Brazil to watch. I actually thought they'll move the ball a bit up the pitch better without Neymar. They did at times, but they're so dull, so defensive, is absolute jokes.
But Casemiro is shining.
The Brazilian team, exactly. The number 6 is shining. When a number
6, man. Just give him credit.
When a holding midfielder is shining, what does that tell you about Brazil?
No. When the goalkeeper is shining, that tells you a lot. But when the number 6, Casemiro, that you said when Real Madrid let him go, is not that sort of a player. Well, he's shining.
Does he have the legs to cover ground? Yes,
he does.
No, he does.
No, he does do it. He's covering every single ground there is at Brazil.
Oh my God. You know what? That is what you call getting on a giddy hype train, right?
It's not giddy. No, let me finish. You know what? I got it wrong.
Let me finish. Just let me finish. Let me finish.
All right.
When there's gaps in midfield and he's there, he can't cover jack shit. He's lost yards of pace.
He's not lost yards of
What he does is one of the best positional guys ever. He uses brain, and he's one of the best. And so you get older, you might lose pace, but your positioning gets better because of your experience. But because he scored a goal, now I've got to say,
he's been Brazil's best player. He's been Brazil's best player. The last 2 games.
Because the rest of them are defensive shite. When have you never seen the fullbacks in Brazil not coming on? When have you ever seen? Listen, Brazil
conceded. How you just said they're defensively poor. How Brazil conceded?
Because they're too worried about keeping teams out.
Oh my God, man! You're moving the goalposts, Nuradin. You can't.
How am I moving the goalposts?
You're moving the goalposts.
How am I moving the goalposts? Brazil have been absolute dog shite creatively. Dog shite. Other than the first a bit of magic, right? Today, that game was so fucking dull. I was falling asleep. I had to try and slap myself to try to keep awake. That's how bad it was. They create, and then one piece of moment in the box, and Casemiro does a shot that any other day goes absolute miles or goes for a corner kick. A goal kick goes by the corner flag. He caught it right. He went to the bottom corner. All of a sudden, he's the best player in the world. Nah, come on. You need to relax.
Nah, but I think you have to give it a bit more credit. I think you don't give enough credit for Casemiro.
You need to relax.
But where do you give credit?
I'm telling you now. You know what? There's people like Claire on here, right? Or people who are a bit older, my generation. I'm telling you, this Brazil team.
No, I get. No, listen, I'm not saying about the Brazil team. I just
all they play, the slowness, the slow way they pass the ball. It's just like, and the fullbacks back four that just stay there. Who's
the better defensive midfielder than Casemiro right now? For you,
there are brilliant young players, upcoming players.
No. Right now, who's better than Casemiro in that position?
Well, what are we talking about? Like, in terms of, like, how am I supposed to find that are amazing? I think Rodri for City is incredible.
Rodri.
Yeah, he's amazing. He's unbelievable. Granddad fucking, what's his name? He's still playing. He's still doing it for Spain, even though he walks around. Yeah, he's doing amazing. Enzo Fernandez, he's amazing box-to-box, but can hold as a number 6. He's passing, his speed to get around the pitch. He's creative. The other day, he scored a fantastic goal where he literally did step overs and put it right in the corner. If Casemiro scored that type of goal, other than just a whack, right?
That's what I mean. You've got an agenda. You just said,
no, I have an agenda. Listen,
you have, and it's okay.
It's not an agenda. He just what? It's one of those. You know what? If you play football, you know. Most of you, if you ever play football, you know. I think about it. I think if you try that shot 10 times, 9 times is going out of play or not doing it. The way he hit it, he just caught it perfectly and he went right into the corner. To make it out like he's the best CDM. No, he's a fantastic CDM. There was a moment 4 years ago, he was the best CDM in the world.
No, he is now. He arguably is right now the best CDM in the world. He is arguably Nuradin. I'm sorry, he's not old. He's not showing his legs.
Brazil,
you need to give credit to Casemiro. You need to give credit to Casemiro.
No, if Brazilian team were out on attacking and he performed incredibly well, I would say, yeah. This Brazilian team, they're like, I swear, I'm not lying to you, they're moving like Morocco, like they've got Morocco-style kind of players where they all have to stay compact and tight and they can't, and everybody has to be.
If this was Rashford, you'd be giving him unbelievable credit. If this was Rashford,
Rashford is a forward.
No, but you'd be giving astronomical credit.
Actually, you know what, Brazil, I'm not going to lie to you, know what Brazil play like? England. I swear to God, Brazil remind me of England. They just have maybe a Junior, Vinicius Junior, and that Anthony guy. He blagged United fans, yeah?
Here we go again. What is it with Brazilian?
3 games he could help.
What's he done?
The dickhead goes over there, goes to play in Brazil, and what does he do?
No, don't say that. He's not a player. He's not playing.
He's shit, man. 80 million for that guy. Bag of shite, man. Absolute shite. Absolute bag of shite.
It's just come to the football.
Absolute bag of shite. One fucking trick pony thinks he can take people on and run off the pitch. And then goes out in yellow card.
I'm not having this.
Absolute fraud. Rodri.
How is it? Nuradin, careful with your language.
When I look at the league, Premier League, intense. Rodri, Partey, Enzo Fernandez in the Champions League has been amazing for Benfica. There are other players. Casemiro 4 years ago was the best holding midfielder in the world. No, he's not. I've talked to you about games where he slide tackles. He's so slow getting up to try to go for another tackle. It's laughable. It's absolutely laughable.
That was when he was adjusting to the league. Now he's adjusted to the league. He's got himself in
I showed that against Fulham. I talked about that against Fulham. Against Fulham,
where he won the ball back and he played it up to Bruno. Where he won the ball back and played it to Bruno.
Fulham.
Where he won the ball back and
Fulham,
to goal.
Where Fulham, listen, where Fulham are attacking us, they pass him because obviously Ericsson.
Did they score from that? Did they score from that?
No, what I'm saying to you, there are
it doesn't matter.
No, there are amount of times that they come through him. Paulina,
you need to let the agenda go.
No, Paulina bullied us, bullied Casemiro, bullied every United midfielder. Yes, he did. Paulina bullied Man United against Fulham, and we got away with it.
Also,
we got out of jail.
We got out of jail. Casemiro does something right. Hold on a minute, Nuradin. I'll let you speak here. When Casemiro does something well, when Casemiro wins the ball and leads us to attack and we score from that, why don't you give him the credit then?
No, if today, Casemiro, I'll give you this. In the last game, the first game against Serbia, he was their best passer, creative guy. He was passing the ball to the forwards. He was, and I said that. I said that when I talked about the game. Casemiro was passing more into feet and more into the people and in the box than Neymar rolling over every time he gets the ball and he gets fouled. But that goal he scored, I'm sorry to say, if you play football, you absolute know. 10 times you hit that shot, 9 out of 10 he goes out for a throw-in or the corner flag. If for example, he scored, if he did the step over, bent it to the corner, praise. The way he whacked it outside of the boot, 9 out of 10, that ball's not going into the goal. That ball's going corner flag or going towards the corner or for a throw-in. If you play football, you understand that. Brazil, as a team, boring. Absolutely boring. Man of them, and you know what? It almost came off for Switzerland. But they're dull. Absolutely bored me to death. And this Brazil team, for me, not winning no World Cup. Unless the World Cup in a knockout goes into being uber defensive and they'll just make one chance and one goal and defend like dogs like they defended here.
They rely on Neymar's creativity, but they've also got a strong bench that could come
up. No, we got the tactics completely wrong. Why are you know Switzerland are going to defend. Why the hell are you going to play Fred? What's Fred going to do in terms of creativity? You play Jesus behind Richarlison. Jesus as a number 10 will give you more and bring more the wide guys into play. He's more creative holding the ball for them, just like Bobby Firmino would do. But he plays that guy and then takes Pauletta off, okay, then keeps Fred on, and I'm like, what are you doing? It's embarrassing. And you know what? Gary Neville, Ian Wright and that, they're too embarrassed because they're on national television. They can't come out and slaughter them. But if that was England, they would have been slaughtering them. Start with the attacking players to begin with, then take them off. That Brazilian manager thinks he can win a World Cup playing like that, where the fullbacks don't move. You play centre half.
Football fullbacks.
Like you play centre half as a fullback. He's got no composure, no control. Can't even help Rafinha up the pitch. You can't do any of that. It's embarrassing. Brazil are horrendous. What I watched and seen so far this World Cup, France looked like an attacking unit. France got to the halfway line.
Griezmann's playing well.
France play Upamecano. That's the best I've ever seen him play. The best I've ever seen him play Upamecano was those 2 games. Absolutely mannering everybody.
Griezmann as well. Griezmann, I think, is playing well. I think for me, a lot of people he's in a position where he's in the 10.
France are playing as a team, proper as a team.
Yep. They're showing
and Hernandez going up the pitch, mate. Brazil, like cowards, sitting back against Switzerland. Embarrassing.
No, forget Brazil now. I look
at Roberto Carlos and Cafu and Ronaldo. I'm like, what are they thinking? What are they thinking? You know, when the camera pan to them, they're looking and going, oh my God, this is our nation now. This is
in terms of the United players, obviously, we want to focus on them. Bruno's playing well. Casemiro's playing well for me. Obviously, Lisandro Martinez came in. They got a clean sheet. Who else is that? Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw's playing well. Harry Maguire. Now, come on. I think they're playing well. Luke Shaw and Harry Maguire are playing well, man. No, I'm not the biggest Luke Shaw fan, and I can give credit. He's playing well, man. Nuradin, you're so critical and harsh. It's ridiculous. Give him credit, man.
Sorry, but Harry Maguire headed a couple of balls away. Harry Maguire headed a couple of balls away with US team. That are not even putting the balls in better positions. They're smashing the
Nuradin,
balls in.
please,
And
take your Man United goggles off.
No, he hasn't. He's had
Man United goggles off.
He's had a couple of balls away. He's had a couple of balls away. And then Southgate comes out and says, I thought he was brilliant around the back, passing the ball. I'm like, him and Stones are just passing the ball to each other. What passes did they play?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is. I just think you guys are getting giddy. Luke Shaw.
It's not about getting giddy. Nuradin.
Luke Shaw. Let me say something. Luke Shaw has, when he's off the pitch, he's put some good crosses in. He put a good cross in the other day, but he wasn't. USA bullied England. USA absolutely.
I know that. You have to pick up. Hold on a minute.
Today bullied Brazil. Sorry. What should I give credit for? What?
No, it's not about. No, but the way you see credit, it's not. You shouldn't look at it like that. You just have to pick out performances that did well in that England team. And Maguire held his own. I think the amount of clearances that he did, the amount of last-ditch tackles, headers. He won like 3 headers in a row. Luke Shaw as well is playing well on that left-hand side. Albeit England aren't great, you have to pick out positives. And although you might think their United form and what they do for Man United is bad, but for England, Harry Maguire performs. For England, Luke Shaw does perform. You have to give them credit, Nuradin. I know they played badly for United.
I'm sorry
to see the difference between the two.
I'm sorry, I didn't see anything special. I thought England as a whole got bullied.
That's your opinion.
Harry Maguire, when the ball is crossed in like that, right? If the ball's put anywhere around his feet, he gets absolutely bullied. So when the ball is in the air, and
he didn't get bullied though. He didn't get bullied, Harry Maguire.
Everybody's defending. I expect him to win the ball because he's one of the good headers of the ball England have. That's it. But in terms of ball distribution, in terms of on the ground defending, no, I'm sorry, no. And the perfect example, they showed it on ITV. Actually, Gary Neville spotted it. And this is Gary Neville who does PR for Harry Maguire. The ball goes out wide. Harry Maguire grabs the guy as a centre-half. You know what he's supposed to do? Attack the front post. Stop the cross from the front post. He grabs the guy and holds on to him. No, I'm sorry. Luke Shaw has played well for United. In the first game, Iran, we can't judge because that was fucking Iran's tactics. And England just piled on the goals, just like Spain did against Costa Rica. Iran were nervous. Costa Rica are nervous. Costa Rica recovered from getting beat 6-1 or whatever it was, to winning 1-0 against Japan, which is a decent team. I'm not giving any massive credit here. I've not seen anybody that I thought, wow, in this World Cup. Other than France. Upamecano, the most stood out centre-half that I've seen. I thought Varane and Upamecano as a partnership did well the other day. Upamecano has been sensational. 2 games, sensational. 1-to-1. France are leaving 2 against 2, 3 against 3 at the back. And that's what's happening. I've not seen anything that made me think, wow, England are this and that. England got bullied. Brazil are an embarrassment to the Brazilian shirt. I swear. The football is...
That's fair enough. It's not 100%. Big up to everybody who's locked in here. There's over 370 of you in the chat. Everybody needs to like the video, man. To get the algorithms up, we need everybody to hit that like button. So please, we're giving you proper content. Literally, I'm doing this before Big 6. I had to fit it in. So big up to the community. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We had the FA Cup 3rd round, Nuradin. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I was a bit like Everton at home, man. I don't really like it, to be honest with you. I wanted a bit of magic, man. I want to go away to, I don't know who's around here. Sheffield Wednesday, bit traditional, ground. Man United at home to Everton. What you reckon, bro? You taking that, or are you just like, you know what is what?
Yeah, you know what they're saying about the cup, innit? Home draws, mate. Home draw. As long as you get a home draw.
But just for the feeling of the cup, though, it's one of them because we've had home draws and we've been out. Like last year in Middlesbrough, doesn't give you an advantage. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. Like I said, the tide around is obviously Man City and Chelsea. Can you see that there? Man City versus Chelsea. Everyone else is pretty much even. I don't think there's another Premier League outfit that has it there. But FA Cup,
I get nervous about the League Cup or Europa League games, but I get nervous about FA Cup games. I get nervous about FA Cup games. So for me, as long as Man United have got home draw, I fancy us against anybody at home. So that's hope. Yeah.
But listen, we've got a long season and there's been some news today developing. And it is that Man United are open to recruiting a forward to offset Ronaldo's exit, but the majority of the long-term options are likely to be unattainable as the club have to move for a short-term target. And I think it goes on to say, well-placed source insists Man United can push the button to identify mid-season recruits. So it looks like Man United are looking to get a short-term option because they believe that long-term available isn't available right now. You see Choupo-Moting today, that is a short-term option. I know it's not what you want, but I know, man. I know.
Oh my God! Comedy. Go on. Oh, okay, go on Google now. Just while we're live, Google Choupo-Moting's goal scoring record is laughable.
I know it is, but
you know what? In all the years he played football, listen, it's all the years he's played. Rashford is not even a striker. Rashford's got more goals than him in the last 4 years than he's done in his career. And this is the guy coming to the end of his career. It's laughable.
But you got to realise, though, Nuradin.
You know who I would get? You know who United go and get? Go and get Abubakar all day, mate.
Who does he play for?
Some Saudi team. Get him, mate. Are you kidding me? He's better than Choupo-Moting. Abubakar's a finisher. You see that finish? That's the best finisher in the World Cup, mate. I don't give a damn what anybody tells me. Choupo-Moting is just joke. I was thinking, you know why the Man United are going for Choupo-Moting? Because listen, the brother that you met when you went to Belgium was not there. He said, "Nah, he's retired now, innit? He got a
Choupo-Moting hype," says Gary Maguire. I'm gonna bring you his goal scoring record. Let me just check it. It says here, 52 appearances for Bayern. He has 13 goals. 31 appearances for PSG, 6 goals. 30 appearances for Stoke, 5 goals. 82 appearances for Schalke, 18 goals. Mainz, 74 appearances, 20 goals. Nuremberg, 25 appearances, 5 goals. So altogether, well, listen, it's not great. It was less than 100 career goals. Yeah, less than 100 career goals. But for what he can do, Nuradin, I don't know.
No.
Yeah.
And why do Man United have to go for
short term?
Why are we a short term FC? Why do Man United have also
Stop Gap FC?
I thought we got football structure now that identifies players. Why are we going for short term?
They're all going to be sacked soon, by the way. So I don't think they're going to be there for so long. Again, Murto did say though a couple of months ago that Man United won't be active in January. They're going to leave it to summer. That's what he
Ronaldo. Listen, Ronaldo did the exit interview. We already knew we need to replace Ronaldo. Are you telling me they can't go and splash 45 million to
on who? On who though? On who?
To the Red Bull and go and get Sesko?
No, but Sesko. This is the idea that Sesko will come to Man United when he's had an agreement with Leipzig. Like he's staying there.
It's all Red Bull. They're all owned by the same people. At the end of the day, they're gonna sell. They always sell. You know what they said? You know what they said? What they said about Werner? Oh, we're never gonna sell him. They sold him. They always sell.
Nuradin.
Always sell.
But be realistic in what you're saying, though. You're saying the agreement's already been in place for him to stay at Salzburg for the season, but he's meant to go to Leipzig the next season.
No, you know what? And then reports have said if you pay the right money, they're gonna sell. Marco Arnautovic is not going to go to Man United. Fulham are not going to send their top scorer to Man United in January. No, they're not.
You mean no, that's not Arnautovic. You mean Mitrovic?
Yeah, Mitrovic. So Marco Arnautovic.
We won't get Arnautovic. We won't get Arnautovic. Jonathan David, no, absolutely no. Murta also did say De Jong is coming. He was in Spain and he was doing up tourism.
Barcelona twice, embarrassing him and Richard Arnold. Richard Arnold that was telling fans, I'm not getting involved. It was the biggest embarrassment ever. Osimhen is not going to leave Napoli to go to United.
It is short-term option. Maybe there is some kind of, I wouldn't say truth.
But the guy that Man United have scouted, I don't think he's a striker. Is Gakpo, and we've got how many people that can play on the left? We've got Garnacho, Sancho, Rashford, Martial, and then we're going to get another guy. People tell me that Gakpo can hold up the ball. I've not seen any evidence of that.
No, but
Have you seen
he
any
is a
evidence of that
lifeline.
he can play centrally?
Not, I think there's evidence that he can play centrally. If you look at the goal there, the way he maneuvered his body, left foot, bang. I'm not trying to say that's it's a striker material, but his striker's instincts to get out of his feet, bang, and left foot. He's physically built.
He's having a sensational season, but Man United needs somebody who's good on their back to go. I don't think Choupo-Moting's back to good.
No, he is. He is, Nuradin. That's where you're wrong.
I've not seen that. I've not watched him that often.
You haven't watched him that
much. When I watched him,
a good hold-up player.
Listen, it was hoof the ball in from that. He didn't do any hold-up play yesterday. I watched that game. He didn't do any hold-up play.
Bayern Munich. I wish Aaron was here, by the way. I wish Aaron was here, but he's in Belgium. Big up to Aaron, who's in Belgium. But
Abubakar actually came on and changed that game when he was off the ball running. And I've seen him when he played for Cameroon in the African nation, holding up the ball, being strong, deadly in the air. If he was out of those two, Abubakar all day, every day.
Remember when we got Igalo, man? I didn't mind Igalo. I don't know why people hate him.
Yeah, he's alive, and you know what? He held up the ball well. Igalo,
I know,
holding the ball
better than Cavani did. You know what I mean?
So Man United needs somebody who can hold up the ball.
But this is what I'm trying to say. Choupo-Moting can do that, and this is why it works at Bayern Munich, because then Musiala, Gnabry, Sane all run off him, and he creates space for others, similar to what Sebastian Haller did at Ajax. So I can see the vision. I don't think Man United fans should be in uproar if we do sign Choupo-Moting, because I can see the vision.
Why are we going for short term?
No, but what if the manager wants him?
Well, that's the manager. But one of the best games I've seen this season was Barcelona versus Bayern Munich at the Allianz Arena, and I don't remember Choupo-Moting holding the ball up. I don't think he even played. I think it was Muller that played, and Bayern absolutely came into the second half and ripped Barcelona apart.
But you know what it is, though? We have been scarred by players coming in over 30. If you're looking at it, like Igalo, it didn't work out on the whole. Ronaldo, Cavani. Who else is coming over 30 at this football club? Ibrahimovic didn't work out. It didn't work out at the end. Sanchez was 28, but he played like he was 34. Falcao was 28, 29. You know what? Yeah, when you actually look at strikers, when's the last time Man United had a proper number 9? It was probably Zlatan. But I'm talking about real number 9, like in terms of like
he was way over 30 as well when he came. He was way over 30.
34 when he came. It was probably Van Persie, 29.
Listen, Man United not gonna get Tony. Tony's gonna be banned for 10 games at least for betting.
Oh, is that what you've heard?
No, have you not seen FA Champions?
Yeah, they're waiting on him. They're waiting on him. So again, there's no.
Was it Trippier? They banned him for 10 games.
Or was it Trippier as well?
I think Trippier did it when he first came to the league. Yeah, he was betting.
You can get Nicholas Fulring. Is that the one that's playing for Germany right now and scored the goal yesterday? Fulkring.
Yeah. What a goal that was, by the way. That was a proper striker finish.
We don't have to give him 4 years. I think ultimately we need to have a plan, because I'm looking at the options up front, man. Martial to stay fit, you're asking a lot, man. And for United to be thinking about short-term options, this is Man United's own doing, and this is why Glazers are leaving, because they've never had a long-term plan. Like, even if you buy a player, like the fact that they even actually bought Ronaldo and Martial, they were the only 2 strikers, with a Cavani that was asking to be sold for a year at least. Then to keep them 2 and Martial, what were we thinking? Honestly, what were we thinking, Nuradin? Like, we had Ronaldo, who was 36, Cavani, and an injury-prone Martial. Like, we were so stupid.
But that's Glazonomics, short-term Glazonomics. Paying both Ronaldo and Cavani something ridiculous amount of money is embarrassing. And this World Cup is full of old people. What are Man United and this World Cup team's got in common? They all got Simmer Frame FC up front. Every one of them got Simmer Frame guys up front.
Oh, Suarez, Cavani,
Ronaldo,
Giroud. You know what, Giroud? Yeah, you said you wanted him a couple of years ago.
I'll take Giroud. I'll take Giroud
over Choupo-Moting.
I'll take Giroud more than I'll take Chichi Promoter. Are you kidding me? Giroud all day, every day.
No, Giroud now. 37.
I don't give a damn.
You always saying about Zimmer frame. He's 36 actually.
Yeah, but I'm just saying to you, if you offer me now, I think Man United should go and get a young striker.
Like who though? That's the problem. Who's out there?
There are loads of young strikers. That guy who plays for Czech, what's his name? Czech Republic. Tall guy, left-footed guy. He's really good.
Yeah, who's that people in the chat? Let me know. I think it's going to be Gakpo, you know. I generally think it's going to be Gakpo. And
he's the one that, listen, he's the one that they've scouted. Patrick
Schick, you mean?
Yeah, Schick.
But he was, again, another guy that's 3 years too late. Like, we should have got him a long time ago.
He's still in his mid-20s.
No, I'm saying, like, has he really kicked on from that Euros where he did well?
Better than keep promoting, I'll tell you this much. Sesko, mate.
Yeah, I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure. Big up to CJ Laporte. Like I said, for me, Sesko one, it made sense for me. Why United never went in for him again? Because you know what it was? That whole Ronaldo situation messed us up, man. Because they banked on Ronaldo to stay, and then they thought we've got Cavani and Ronaldo and Martial at the football club. So they banked on two strikers staying, and ultimately they didn't have a plan. It's as simple as that. I think Giancarlo Ramos is an option as well from Benfica, but we need to wait till he has a decent season. Again, bro, like I said, there's just many options, bro. This is because of United's recruitment system. This is what we failed.
The most, whether it's young or old, the most important attribute is somebody who can hold the ball up and get our.
By the way, talking about short-term options, we are going to be selling Wan-Bissaka in January. I think on loan. Should the unwanted Wan-Bissaka secure a transfer in January, then United would consider recalling Laird, first choice right back to Dalot. Again, is that something United again penny pinching? Should they be looking at a right back? Should they be recalling loan from what you call it, Laird? Should we be stunting his growth just because we're desperate? Why can't we go buy a right back? Do you see the idea of this, or are you against this? Or are you for it? Let us know in the chat as well, by the way. And please like the video, people.
Well, that's benefit. Well, didn't Ten Hag wants Dumfries or Frimpong, whatever the guy kids.
He wants Frimpong, yeah. Frimpong is a front runner.
Yeah, Frimpong or Dumfries. He wanted Dumfries in the summer. I think the best right back Man United should go and get is Gusto.
Gusto.
He's incredible, mate. How many goals that guy sets up is unbelievable. I've been watching him for a year now, that kid. Thank God BT are now showing the Liga. But
Wan-Bissaka's career, though, man. Bloody hell, mate. It's sad when you think about it.
Say that again?
Wan-Bissaka's career at United.
No, you know what? I heard his brother passed away, you know. I think that might be a stupid rumor, but I heard that.
Someone in his family did pass away. I'm not going to lie to you. I think I seen it on his Instagram, something with his family or something. There's been a bereavement.
Some people are saying it was his brother, and he's only got one brother.
Oh, is it? Damn. But you know, like I said, he's not.
And apparently really close to his brother. And if that's happened to him, then that would derail any. That would deter. What did you see on his Instagram? What did he say?
No, he said something about he posted something about his family. You know, similar to the way Sancho did with the he reposted something about his family. I think, you know, when he said like I'll see you soon or something like that. I see something anyway on his Instagram story. So it must have been someone that either passed away. So again, like I said, people don't see that.
Apparently, he's been spending a lot of time in London.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
The story I heard, from Wan-Bissaka was he was meant to come on against the Europa League game, and then after that he got sent upstairs, and then Adam was in the press box. They got to Adam, and he said he was sitting down with him near the press box area, but he was meant to come on. He was on the substitute bench. Then he got told to go upstairs. So we'll never know what goes on. You know what I mean? So, and you know, we were talking about Sancho the other week. Remember, we were talking about Sancho. All of a sudden, now he's training in Holland. And obviously, a week later, look what happened to him. He's now on Instagram, I don't know if it's still the same right now, yeah, but he's gone black. His Instagram, there's nothing on there.
Yeah,
it's fully black. Look, fully black. Everything's gone.
Yeah. I mean, he said that, didn't he? He said he's going to go off social media, then. So big up to him.
Yeah. So we can actually train and obviously work on it. You know what I mean? Because you got to remember, there's a lot of cast-offs at United. You know, in terms of players that now the fans have. You know, when you have a toy, we always find a new toy, and we kind of like say, "Oh, you know what? Not really feeling it." Garnacho now is that new toy, but like I said, the ones that are still behind, you got Donny, you got Sancho, you've got. Who else is behind? Obviously, Wan-Bissaka and whatnot. There's some other players that are still there. You know what I mean? That will be struggling to get into the team. So it's going to be interesting, man. It's going to be interesting, Nuradin.
Yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting.
Sorry?
Listen, this is Man United, isn't it? This is Man United. This is who we are. Everything is short term. The past decade, in terms of strikers, short term. So I don't expect anything.
And what's going on, Nuradin? Because obviously you know more than me about the Glazer ownership. It has got a bit quiet a little bit. I know it's natural. It's not going to take over time. But what do you know that you can tell us? Because a lot of people have been asking me, saying, "Oh, you know, what's going on with the ownership?" I said, "I've not heard anything in around Manchester." We know some people in Manchester that know a couple of stuff. But what have you heard?
Well, we're going to talk about it. Hopefully, 1 o'clock tomorrow. Join us, United Real Therapy, where we go into it. We're going to do a podcast about. But from what I'm hearing, it's quite worrying, actually, Saeed. It's quite worrying because there's some rumors out there. There's something that's been alleged that Man United have already been sold to an investment company, in the US-based investment company.
Damn.
Yeah, that's
so basically they stay.
So basically, no, they're going to buy it.
Investment company.
So
then the club could stay, but then they could have them as invested in the club, surely. Or are they giving it to them?
Well, they apparently they could be back. They bought it of the Glazers. And what is damaging is that they've seen this investment company has seen in 17-year ownership the worth of the club jump from what the Glazers bought it for was like 600, something like maybe 700 million, to basically like to 4 billion, 5 billion. Man United, in terms of, if you look at all of the experts, Man United are valued at 3.75. That's a really important figure because that's what the financial experts looking at the market now. Man United's share price has gone through the roof, mate. It's gone through the roof.
Yeah, of course.
And that's why people are speculating and saying it's not dropped below, even though it's been about a week later now. You know what I mean? A week later. It's still up there. And that's why the rumors are saying, well, it's probably been bought. And that's why the markets are reacting like the way they're reacting. So that's something that's alleged. You could say a conspiracy. That's something that's alleged. The other thing,
Go on.
The other thing is that there's not been sold. The Rayner Group are involved, but the Glazers would like to sell it to a investment company, and the investment company would want Man United. Why? Because they've seen the profit the Glazers are making, and they think if we hold on to it for 3-4 years, then we don't have to do as much. Do what the Glazers have been doing. We could sell it for 8-9 billion.
That is true, you know. And today, did you see it? The Juventus owners are leaving, Nuradin. The Super League, finally, the mafia of the Super League is going.
But here's most interesting. Listen, we'll go into detail tomorrow more on United Real Therapy. Make sure you join us tomorrow, 1 o'clock, people, 1 o'clock.
United is planning the race for Moises Caicedo. Boss is highly interested. Also on the list of Liverpool next to Bellingham and spotted by other clubs. Moises Caicedo. I've got
4 million. We could have had him for 4.5 million. Remember that? Antonio Valencia was even talking about him. He's a United fan. He was a United fan because he was watching United as a kid.
4 million, man.
Yeah, but
this guy's quite reliable, you know. It's quite reliable, this guy.
Listen, let me just say this. We're going to discuss it tomorrow and more in deep.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, in depth tomorrow. 1 o'clock, people. Make sure you join us. United Real Therapy. But Saeed, listen to this. Liverpool, 4 people have left Liverpool. 4 people. The new sporting directors left.
They've left.
The Richard Arnold equivalent, the guy who was running the club for FSG, has gone. The head of research is gone. So now, who's in charge of the transfers? Apparently, it's going to be Klopp. Now, the question is, are they doing it because they're no longer using data analytics, yeah? Which has bought them all the players that they have, what worked for them? Or are they now going to be doing what they're doing with Klopp being in charge of the transfers? Or have they been sold and are these people preempting being sacked so they've headed out early?
Yep, absolutely. But listen, this just before I go back to that, in terms of the thingy, news, Caicedo, Man United is planning to enter the race. Boss is highly interested. Also on the list is Bellingham, spotted by many of the club's teammates, say he's an exceptional player and character. Brighton hopes that he will stay beyond 2023. Oh, so he's out of contract in 2023. Oh, I think for me that would be a top quality sign if United.
Well, Chelsea's most likely destination, they're saying, to replace Kante.
Where does it say that?
No, that's what the rumors have been.
Okay.
Graham Potter, the longer that Graham Potter stays there, the more likely he's going to go to Chelsea. He's going to go to Chelsea because they've just, what Chelsea have done is robbed so many people from all the building. You know, Todd Bowley, he's building a proper structure.
Of course.
He's robbed all these kind of like researchers, guys who use data analytics, technical directors, so many people from. He's got the technical director from Brighton who's there now. So all these people have got relations with Caicedo. So
yeah, it's interesting, man. Like I said, with this ownership, I just think for me, it still depends on whether the Glazers do sell up fast. If they do sell up fast, that's when we might see.
Have you heard another thing? Have you heard another news that they reckon that PSG might be off for sale? The Qataris don't want to own it anymore.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow, if the Qataris came to Man United, mate, bloody hell, man. That would be a madness. That would be absolute madness. His contract ended 2025. Oh, sorry, my bad.
Yeah.
Did you hear 2023?
Yeah. Did you hear the Saudi representative of the kingdom? He said, Man United, Liverpool will become available. We're encourage any of our private enterprises.
Private investors. We can't be governed or whatever by the state because obviously they own Newcastle, but we can be funded by private owned, you know what I mean, first. But then that becomes a bit more trickier then, because then who do we know? We don't have a real kind of like understanding of these kind of private firms. I know they've got money, but I want to know a bit of history about them. I want to know a bit of what they do. I get it. We want to be sold. We want money. We want oil money. Don't get me wrong. But I still want to know what they do. Because this gym guy, Nuradin, I'm not going to lie to you. I don't want this gym guy now. I'll be real with you. Nuradin, be honest, yeah.
Good old Jim.
No, you sold a story about Jim. And I'm going to expose you, you know. Danny exposed Jim. He's a Chelsea season ticket holder. Did you know that?
Yeah, because he lived in London.
So you're telling me he's the biggest Man United fan?
He's a United fan. Saeed, you don't listen to me. He came out and said,
get him the half and half. Half and half. Half and half.
How about exposing me? He literally said it on the BBC. Danny ain't exposing nobody. He came out on the BBC and said it. On the BBC, he said, yes, Chelsea, because I live in London. Since I moved away from Manchester for work, I live in London. I'm a Chelsea fan. And you know what? He came in Chelsea late.
That's what he did.
Listen, you know the Chelsea late bid. You know what he did, right?
Yeah.
He didn't follow the procedures. He came in really late, thinking that maybe Man United to put Man United in, so he could say, I want to. And he came out the other day when I watched that live. You know that Financial Times interview with him. I watched it live, and he said this.
Answer that question.
This question.
Jim Radcliffe or Dubai owners?
Dubai or Radcliffe? Well, there's no moral billionaires. There's no principled people.
I get that.
There's no human rights people. The way modern football is going, I don't care as long as it's not the Glazers.
No, answer the question.
Well, that's what I'm just trying to say to you. If the Glazers, if they've not already sold it to an investment company, most likely what they're going to be doing, Saeed, is going to accept the highest bidder. Jim Ratcliffe didn't have the money to buy Chelsea, so he didn't actually make an attempt to buy Chelsea. So he's not going to. Jim Ratcliffe, by the way, listen, Jim Ratcliffe is not going to give the Glazers $5 billion. He's not going to do that. Listen to me. He's going to be backed by somebody else. But hey, your boy Rio Ferdinand coming out saying,
I know, with Beckham. Get out of it. Friends, in it? Friends, man.
You think this is Inter Miami? Do you think this is Inter Miami? Hold tight, Phil Neville, by the way. Matt telling Messi where to go. Messi, pass the ball there.
Yo, Nuradin, he's asking you to answer. He's asking you, say, please.
Like I've just answered. I've just said to you, if the Glazers have not sold to a major company,
all he wants is Dubai or Jim. That's all he wants.
No, it's not about Dubai. It's going to be the highest bidder. It's going to be the highest bidder. It's going to be most likely, Saeed, most likely it's going to be like Dubai. Even though they're bombing children in Yemen, it will leave a bitter taste in my mouth if the Glazers leave and we get Dubai lot, because they're bombing and starving millions of children in Yemen to death. So I have a conscience.
Absolutely.
The way modern football is going, I don't make the rules. The way modern football is going, is state-owned football clubs. Yeah. And when people start getting moralizing, Dubai and Qatar have more of the British economy than any other country in the world. The Dubai property portfolio, Qatar, they fucking have stocks and shares in Heathrow, Barclays Bank, bloody the London Stock Exchange.
You know what it is though? With this Jim guy, he's just been, for me, hesitant. He's very, like, I wanted to take ownership. I wanted to take, like, he's been like, oh, I fancy it.
No, listen,
no,
I'm telling you now.
Out, shake it all about. Like, what
Jim Ratcliffe, if he becomes Man United, I don't think he has the money to buy Man United or his company, Ineos. I don't think they have the money to buy Man United and then do maybe the $2 billion for the new stadium or $1.5 billion for the new stadium.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't have that money. I don't think they have that money unless they've got major backers behind them. Unless they've got like a Dubai or, you know what I mean, like somebody behind them.
Yeah. So listen, man.
He's a United fan, but when he got a job in London, he went to London, and Chelsea were the closest team he went to watch. So he was watching Chelsea when they were shit. He's 70 years old, Saeed.
Yeah, he is.
He went to London maybe when he was in his 30s. Yeah, he went to London when he was in his 30s. He remembers when Chelsea was shit. He just went to watch Chelsea like a team to watch from where he lived and where he was working.
Oh, he's basically a casual football fan, isn't it? You know what I mean? Basically.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, Saeed, he was in the stadium in '99.
Okay.
He's
a glory hunter then.
No, he wasn't. His love for Man United is always there. And actually, the other guy, who's the other major shareholder in his company, I think he's a United fan as well.
I think he's latched onto that he's put out the propaganda. I'm a United fan, and then everyone's kind of latched onto it.
Listen, all I was doing is my propaganda to put pressure.
I know.
That's all I was doing.
Though. And by the way, people that said the protest didn't work and all that, man, the protests did have effect on the Glazers leaving, because they've seen what's happened. The fans are not happy, and they thought, you know what? Let's just leave now. In terms of like, we don't. Tell them when you're in the stadium. Every time a goal goes in, what happens? Glazers out. We want Glazers out. Yeah, it's become, their position has become untenable. Is that the word?
And how many times have they put banners? Years before, when we were winning title back to back, there was huge banners saying Glazers out, hate Glazers out. They never used to touch it. They never, this season, they even checking disabled fans, see if they've got a banner or they've got sheets saying that Glazers out. Crazy. Yep, exactly. So you see what the security guy told them? The Glazers don't want this. Remember the owners? Remember what he told them? Of course. Yeah. So listen, for me, I have my human rights hat on, and I will always have a human rights hat. See, I don't like what's going on in Yemen, but if some of these Dubai want to buy Man United, there's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do. But to me, it'd be so tragic going from that to the.
I know, but the only thing is,
but to be fair, you know what? For me, I'm not gonna lie to you. I hate the Glazers so much. So anybody but Glazers.
Yeah, anybody but Glazers. This is the idea with the owner. Every owner has blood on their hands. Every owner has.
Every billionaire. Tell me what one billionaire that doesn't have any blood in their hands. Jim Ratcliffe slapped people sap people, creates chemicals that damage the environment and gives people cancer, mate. Chemicals on the whole, they're not good for the human. They're not human to work with or to touch. At the end of the day, his record on treating workers, Jim Radcliffe, is horrendous. Horrendous. Paying workers peanuts.
Let's just hope that, for me, we get some sort of, I want to say, news in the next couple of weeks, because 3 weeks, I tell you what, when the season starts, I don't think ownership talk will happen. It's when there's a break. It's when there's a break. When the season's going on, would Ten Hag want ownership talk or everything hovering around him? I think he wants to get something sorted in the next 3 weeks. That's what I would think. At least to kind of someone to come forward with a bid.
Listen, Saeed, we're going to talk about it tomorrow more.
I know, yeah.
Listen, I'll tell you this. Man United is a massive deal. Unless the Glazers have done a dirty and sold it. In the summer, remember in the summer, when those massive rumours were going around in the summer. Unless they've done the sale already, and all of it's a smoke screen, then, or unless this investment company is just investing and Glazers still stay in charge, because that's what they said in their official statement, that they're looking for, they're exploring investment opportunities for Man United. So at the end of the day, the company that they've asked, Saeed, to have a look was to refurbish Old Trafford. Was not to build a new stadium. It was to refurbish Old Trafford to a 100-seater. And that, no, I've not heard no more news, but we'll discuss it tomorrow at 1 p.m.
Absolutely, yeah.
Real Therapy. We'll get into it because there are some interesting IDK as well accounts. These IDK accounts that are absolutely running madness with this one. Exactly like the summer transfer. They're going crazy. And so
they could easily throw something out there and then everyone will listen to it. And nowadays, by the way, the amount of people that got blue ticks on Twitter, bloody hell, mate. Anybody can now put a story out and say, blue tick, blue tick. Yo. You know what I mean? Big up to blue ticks out there. But listen, I'm Saeed, innit? And Nuradin's Nuradin, man. I don't need validation. That's just my own opinion. I don't need validation. I don't need
Twitter, listen. Saeed Twitter be coming after me. I'm telling you now, more than ever. The Charlie Murphy has been coming out for them. I'm telling you now, there's certain generation, they got a cultist mentality about certain players. I know. You can never criticize a player. Like, you can't have an opinion.
Listen, especially on the Straightjacket podcast when you talk about Casemiro. But listen, people, I've got to rush to the Big Six. I will be going live there on the Big Six tomorrow. Make sure tomorrow.
Yo, people, by the way, I saw the clip of you guys in the US. That was hilarious, man. I love that. I love that.
I know. Big up to everybody, man.
Murdoch, mate. Hey, Saeed might do the dirty, mate. Work for Murdoch, mate, before you know it. Go to Sky Sports News with Saeed, your host.
No. I will sell myself. Guys, 1 p.m. tomorrow, United Real Therapy. Would have done it tonight, but I've got to do the Big Six. Listen, I'm out because I've got to rush back. Like the video. Guys, if there's not 250 likes,
video. I got no agenda against Casemiro, guys.
Yeah, man. Like the video, people, man. 250 likes. Come on, man. Take care. Bye-bye.